Our next guest, Eric Weisman, a doctor of health sciences, who is the creator of Evolution, vegan dog and cat food. I think he has vegan ferret food also. And Eric also has a TV show that's on in 20 cities throughout Minnesota. Welcome to Go Vegan Radio with Bob Linden. Eric Weisman, how are you today?
Not too bad. Thanks so much for having me, Bob.
Well, thank you for being with us, and you're one of the heroes. You've given the world vegan dog and cat food, and tell us a bit about how evolution dog food, cat food came to be.
Well, I was rescuing animals back in the 1980s, actually back in the 1970s, and a lot of the pets, dogs and cats that I was taking in, I thought were dying prematurely from the food that I was feeding them. And at that time, all the food that I was feeding them was animal-based. So what happened is I investigated the industry, the pet-grade food industry, and I found out that only sick animals, dead animals, and refuse parts and sewage were winding up in all pet-grade foods made in the United States, Canada, Europe, and the world, for that matter. So I thought I couldn't do anything worse by producing a plant-based pet food line, and I started manufacturing dry plant-based pet food in the late 1980s, after my investigation of what really went into pet food. And it's gotten worse. About 25 to 30% of all the slaughtered animals in the United States go into pet food production, and it's the same for Canada. Somewhere between 25 and 30% of all the tortured and slaughtered animals in CAFOs, confined animal farming operations, fish farms, etc., go into pet food in the United States. So there are a number of companies that manufacture vegan pet foods now in the U.S. and in Canada, but virtually all of them manufacture meat-based pet foods, and they kill millions of animals every day at their rendering operations, so that they have the meat, poultry, and fish to put in their other pet foods, which is essentially 90% of their products. Companies like Halo and Weisman and the list goes on. Nature's Recipe.
And Dick Van Patten's brand, which
Natural Balance.
Your Natural Balance, which you look at all the bags, and that it's like every species is it's kangaroo. You see kangaroo in their foods, and duck, and just all species is it's just all so crazy that I know what you mean.
It's insane. It's insane, and they brainwash the public repeatedly with these commercials on TV, radio, the idiot phones, and they tell people that they have to feed their dogs, cats, and ferrets slaughtered animal flesh, and nothing could be further from the truth. When I first started back in the late 1980s, and I researched the essential proteins, those are the proteins that these animals require from their diet, I found out that they could be added to the food if they were missing. And there were essential proteins that were missing in the plant-based foods, and they could be derived from plant sources. Taurine is one, carnitine is another, glutamine is another, lysine is another, but all of these essential proteins can be derived from plant sources and we incorporate them in our pet food. And I can tell you that we've been doing this like for over 26 years now with dogs, cats, and ferrets. And we've had what I would call good results. We've been doing a 30-year study of how to get dogs and cats living over 20 human years of age on a consistent basis. And although I can't tell you the results of that study, I can tell you the essential proteins and vitamins and fatty acids that we're using to do that. If people just call into our office, we'll send them a list along with the concentrations. And if they're interested, they can add those to their foods. Preferably, they'll be vegan pet foods, but we put a lot of these things in our pet food now, and we've been doing it for almost 2 decades, and always improving evolution at petfoodshop.com, pet foods, so that we can help animals live a healthier and longer life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really, when you think about what's in commercial dog food and cat food, I mean, it's the sweepings off the slaughterhouse floor, and it's just so unnatural. Why are all the other companies producing vegan lines, though? Why are they doing that?
Well, they're doing it for 2 reasons. One is to put the small, strictly vegan producers out of business. That's an obvious, aspect. And then the other reason is that the vegan community is getting bigger and bigger, and more people are using vegan dog food for their pets and cat food. But I will tell you that one of the problems with trusting a non-vegan company for your dog food or cat food is that, they have an interest in not making the food as healthful as it can be, because they want to promote what they sell most of, and that is, tortured and slaughtered animal product pet food.
So if people can
vegan company.
Yeah, buy from an all-vegan company, which is Evolution. And again, your website?
Evolution at petfoodshop.com on Google.
Okay, well, that was an email, so petfoodshop.com, I guess, would be the website. And
it's Evolution at petfoodshop.com.
Oh, really? Evolution at petfoodshop.com.
Yeah.
Okay, got it now. Okay, and so what do you offer? What's the variety of the scope of the foods that you offer for dogs and cats?
Well, we offer fortified canned moist foods. We offer 2 flavors of dry vegan foods, and one of the advantages of buying dry vegan foods is that you can expand them by adding water, and I urge all people that are using our dry vegan cat foods to add water to them. And cats and ferrets normally need water added to their foods to help protect their kidneys and urinary tracts, because they're actually designed to get water from their food or moisture from their food. So it's best to add at least 50 to 75% water to their dry foods, no matter what you're feeding cats and dogs and ferrets. They should all have water added to their dry foods, because it's best to feed them moist food like they eat in nature.
Okay.
Also, we make cranberry treats for cats, cheesy chicken flavor cranberry chewy treats for cats. We make cranberry treats for dogs, and we make chewy sweet potato treats for dogs. And then we also make a number of different flavorings, yeast-based flavorings, to encourage dogs and cats to eat a vegan diet. And that's very important, because you can have the best, vegan food in the world, and, if the cats or dogs won't eat it because it doesn't taste good to them, then it's all for naught. But so we developed a number of different flavorings for dogs and cats that you can add to the food, and we ship them out with our products. And
okay. We need to take a break. We're talking to Eric Weisman of Evolution, vegan dog and cat food, ferret food. We'll continue. He'll be speaking at the World Vegan Summit and Expo, as will our Mighty May, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, talking about vegan dogs and cats. It's Go Vegan Radio with Bob Linden at GoVeganRadio.com, on Twitter at GoVeganRadio, Go Vegan Radio with Bob Linden on Facebook, a couple of Bob Linden pages on Facebook to confuse you even more, and World Vegan Summit and Expo. There's a Facebook page for that, and there's a website, which is worldvegansummit.com, where you can register and hear people such as today's guest, Eric Weisman. We have a few more minutes with him. He's a doctor of health sciences, the creator of Evolution, dog food, cat food, ferret food. And Eric, so I think a lot of people are more and more comfortable with the idea of vegan dogs, but still a little questioning of vegan cats. How have results been for you over the years with vegan cat food?
Well, I can tell you that we certainly have vegan cats, living as long as they would with any conventional conventional meat-based dog or cat food. And the same holds for ferrets. But I was dissatisfied with the length of time that cats were living on a conventional meat-based diet. And I'm certainly not satisfied with the time they live on a conventional vegan diet, which is equivalent to a meat-based diet in terms of what I've seen. So what I've been doing for the past 20 years or so is been studying ways that we can extend their life substantially. And some of the things that are very important, I hope that people that are listening to this program will think about this, is adding certain essential proteins in higher concentrations than they are in the conventional foods, including ours. And giving cats and dogs, believe it or not, cranberries every day, because there are two substantial studies that show that giving cranberries, and we have special cranberry Chewy treats for cats and ferrets. Excuse me. And these Chewy cranberry treats protect the epithelial cells inside the urinary tract from the attachment of bacteria. And by doing that, what happens is it protects the lining of the urethra and the ureters and the kidneys and also the adrenal glands from attacks by bacteria. And that's part of the problem, that these attacking bacteria circulate in the blood and they attack the urinary tract. And that's one of the reasons why so many cats die prematurely from kidney failure. But also, this has a lot to do with dogs and ferrets dying prematurely because they also develop kidney failure. And the sequelae, or the diseases that result from kidney failure, like anemia and also adrenal insufficiency, where they're not producing enough testosterone or other vital hormones that protect the systems of these dogs, cats, and ferrets. I've also fed our dry dog and cat food to rabbits for many years, and I've gotten exceptional results with rabbits by hydrating the dry cat and dog food and feeding it to rabbits. They seem to do better because they're getting more of the proteins, the essential proteins that they need to help bolster the function of the kidneys and the liver and other vital organs, including the heart and circulatory systems.
So how can people get a hold of your products?
They can just call our 1-800 number, 1-800-659-0104, or they can look us up at evolution@petfoodshop.com on Google. And there's a contact there, an email contact, or they can phone us. And all people that are on this program today can get 10% off their orders. And, you know, we welcome new orders. But I want to remind people, if they're asking for the 10% off, they have to phone in their order. And that's at 1-800-659-0104.
Okay, we're out of time. We'll have to pick up the conversation at the World Vegan Summit and Expo, where you'll be speaking. Thanks, Eric Weisman, for being with us today.
Thanks so much.
Okay, it's a pleasure. Daisy loves evolution. I get it, Republic of V in Berkeley. So, okay, Daisy, you'll get some soon. Some evolution.